Building.
We're at Jazz Market in downtown Faribault on a very chilly morning. Perfect time to get a hot breakfast, right, Janet?
I agree. Perfect time for hash browns.
Yes, absolutely. Cheesy hash browns.
There is that. With meat on it.
I was going to say, you
and
got the meat lovers hash browns, too.
Yeah, or biscuits and gravy. I think today begins biscuits and gravy season, doesn't it? Like, it's officially cold out now.
Yeah, I will. I'll back Jan on that because she has awesome biscuits and gravy.
I know.
I get them just cold and heat them up in my office quite often because she sells them that way too, out of the cooler, already prepackaged.
But
fresh.
You know what? I noticed trends a lot more in the fall and in the winter is DoorDash. So a lot of people live within the city limits. DoorDash is just going crazy right now. And I get, if I'm sitting at home under a blankie and I'm hungry, I don't think I want to get out. I'm just going to call in some biscuits and gravy because it's not going to go wrong, right? It's not going to get soggy, right, in that transit time.
Nope.
So.
Well, and also if you buy them like I do out of the cooler, remember the gravy is separate from the biscuits. So you heat them up separate and everything. Very good concept going there, Janet.
Thank you.
I do that all the time.
Especially like 10 o'clock at night when you're hungry. And you're like, oh, what do I eat?
Quick snack. You just throw it in the microwave for a couple minutes. Boom, you got a hot meal.
Yes. I like those. It's very convenient. I have a lot of people come in and tell me how cool that is that we offer those meals that you can take home, especially when they care for other people.
Yeah.
Because then Mom can heat up half of it.
Tater tot hot dish.
Yeah, very cool.
I think she's got that too.
Yeah.
The lasagna's excellent down here.
It is. It's nice because it's like 3 rolls of lasagna.
One of my favorites.
Can split it. I think it's nice too. I do it every night almost, a dinner and a salad, and I split the two for 2 people.
My favorite sandwich is the cranberry bread with turkey.
That's excellent. It's a good place. If you have, if you're hungry today or anytime, we're open every day. Weekends 9 to 3, and during the week 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. And we're right on Central Avenue.
Tuna salad is awesome.
Oh, it is. Pico tuna. Excellent.
And by the way, last week I asked you about your beef Philly, and I came here for lunch yesterday and ordered it hot, and it was just as good as back when it was Bernie's.
Well, yeah.
It was very good. Very good.
Same seasonings. It is. I like that one. Actually, it comes a little different because the mayo has herb in it.
Yeah. Yep. The mayo was a little bit different, but
it's good.
It was still an excellent sandwich.
Awesome.
You recommend it?
Absolutely.
Well, thank you guys.
Yep.
Thank
I don't think I've ever had anything here I didn't like.
Can I get cheese on it though?
It had cheese.
It did?
Yeah. You need more.
I need more cheese.
Yeah.
Extra cheese
I'll
next
have a
time.
conversation.
So. All right.
Cheese just doubled.
All right. Let's talk.
That's a good thought there, Royal. People can special order
Oh,
stuff.
heck yeah.
Right?
Yeah, well, we also cater a lot to the gluten-free folks. But if it's coming out of the kitchen, or even when you're here, we can whip something up and it can be, substitutions can be made. I have people here every day until 1:30 that are in the kitchen. And then it turns into a market after that. So you can come in and get all the pre-made things.
Yep. For the weekend. Stack up for the weekend.
All right.
Awesome.
You don't even have to cook.
Nope.
He does it now. It's going to give her a break.
Soups.
Yes.
Soups here are awesome too.
Dumplings,
and this is soup
wild
weather.
rice, chili. You are a soup guy.
Yeah, one of the ladies I was eating lunch with yesterday had the wild rice soup, and she says it's one of the top 2 wild rice soups in town.
Oh, thank you.
And it may be number 1, and she just said top 2, but I'm gonna call it number 1 because it was very good. I didn't try it yesterday. I've had it in the past, but it is very, very
recipe.
good.
My favorite soup.
Yep.
Nice. And today we have a Minnesota omelet.
Minnesota omelet.
Yeah, so it's onions and mushrooms and wild rice and bacon and cheddar cheese.
That's a Minnesota omelet. I learned something today.
There you go.
At least that's what it is here.
All
right, guys. Thank you for being here.
Thanks, Shanna. Appreciate it.
Have a great day. Hope to see everybody soon.
Let's talk sports a little bit, Gordy.
Well, that's kind of why we're here.
Do you know how the girls cross country team did this week?
I think they did very well.
They did very well. They got second in the sections, and they are going to state for a cross country team event
at St. Olaf, which isn't that far away.
No, you can go watch it. Last time they went was in 2021, so this is a big deal for them. They got second in Section 1AA meet this week, leading them. Brooklyn Becker in 5th place, sophomore Bren Beardsley in 9th place. We had 2 top 10s. That's awesome. And then rounding out the team, Cecilia Hoisington, who has my favorite name of all time. I just love that name. Claire Linneman, Lauren Bittenbender, and Shea Battles. And you know what's unique about this team? You have 5 sophomores, 1 junior, and 1 freshman.
They're young.
They're going to be here for 2-3 more years. They'll be good.
That's awesome.
So congratulations,
Let's
ladies.
Get them out here.
And
Market.
Yes,
come on out.
Come on out. Talk to us. Tell us about your season and your state tournament, state race results next week or so.
Yeah, we'd love to have Coach Bongers and the whole crew out here. So state is next week? Is that what you just said?
I believe it is. And what I was reading, it didn't say where it was, and it didn't say when it was.
Well, it's always the same.
But it told me the important thing, and that is the young ladies' names and their grades so that we can give kudos to how young our team is and how good they are and get a little personal recognition in there for them.
Yep, the state meet is always at St. Olaf College.
Perfect. I should know that by now. I really should.
Right up the road to Northfield, Minnesota. Coach Beckmann is with us from BA. Boy, did they put a hurt on Wabasha Kellogg earlier this week. 52 points, Coach.
Yeah, it was a pretty good night.
In the rain.
For the boys. Yeah, it was pouring down rain. It was kind of funny in the first half. We kind of realized that every time poor Wabasha Kellogg got the ball, the rain started down really heavy, and then when they turned the ball over to us, it seemed to quit raining, and and it kind of did that the entire first half. It didn't keep that same pattern going in the second half, but it was kind of nice in the first half to allow us to throw the ball a little bit and do kind of our normal stuff. So
a little divine intervention, you're saying?
Well, yeah, that's kind of my theory was maybe God was on BA's side on Tuesday night.
Who knows? I do know that Coach Jake Weemy, obviously very concerned about your team, watched that film, and he said he was amazed at how well your kids did perform in the sloppy weather in terms of the passing game.
Yeah, we have to be able to pass in all kinds of weather because that's who we are this year. I think I'd have to go back and look at the stats, but most games we're passing 50% or more of the time. We've got the receivers, we've got the quarterback, we got great pass protection with the big guys up front. So, that's what we've really made our money on this year is those big strikes and passing. So, as you go deep into the playoffs in Minnesota, if you still can't perform in the weather, well, then you're gonna struggle a little bit. So it's nice to see the guys be able to, still make yards in the air. I think we passed for close to 200 yards, which, considering the conditions, I was pretty happy with that.
That is amazing. So I asked Coach Weemy this morning on our Kenyon-Wanamingo Coaches Show, what's the key for them to defeat your team? And he said, well, we got to be able to contain their playmakers, and he said we couldn't do it the first time, so that's the challenge.
Yep. They make some big plays, but, on the opposite side, I worry about, his quarterback. That guy he can run. He's big. He's strong. He's hard to bring down. They got a little bit of deception in the backfield, the way they run that wishbone. And, is it a dive? Is the quarterback keeping it? Or are they going to do a pitch? So, you really got to be disciplined on defense to stop them. They piled up, 200 or 300 yards on us. And the first time we met, fortunately we were able to, keep them out of the end zone. But, that's my concern this week is we got to do a better job of slowing down that run attack, because they are very, very good at it. They're great execution. They're very disciplined, and they're big up front, and they're very physical. So it should be a fun game this afternoon.
Yep, they have not shown the pass much, but Van Epps can certainly throw the ball. He's an excellent pitcher in baseball.
Yeah, he threw a touchdown against us that I think it was a 28-yard strike. That was a nice ball. I've watched a lot of tape of Kenyon this week, and when he throws, he's accurate. He's got some good receivers, and of course they don't have to throw because everybody they face, they pretty much just run them over down the middle. So
behind their big line. So how do you compare line-wise?
Well, obviously we're much smaller, and we're running a 3-5 defense, so we just got to be mobile and be at the right spot to make the tackles. We got to read and we got to fill, and got to take on those blockers. That's the challenge. They come out and they like to block our linebackers. So we just got to make sure our linebackers are stepping up on the run and getting into those seams and be able to make a tackle.
Now, I know you guys wanted to beat Blooming Prairie, but do you think that might have awakened your team coming into the playoffs? Do you think it'll turn into a good thing?
I think, I'm like every other coach out there. Obviously we would like to have won, but I think you learn more from a loss than you do from a win. We certainly had our opportunities. We did not play our best football of the season. I'd rated as out of our 8 regular season games as probably our worst or second worst game that we played. We probably should have beat them. But, give credit to the Blooming Prairie team and coaching staff. They came up to play, and, we didn't have a good answer for it, and we weren't quite as disciplined on defense as we should have been. And those kind of things hurt us. So, we went to film and we talked about that and said, no matter who we think we are or how good we think we are, everybody comes to play. Nobody shows up on game day thinking, oh, it's the BA Cardinals. They're, 6th in the state or 9th in the state or whatever you are, and it doesn't really matter because they're not going to roll over and go, oh, these guys are just going to kill us and we're just going to not play hard. Everybody wants to win, and there was a history there between BA and Blooming, from years ago before they went up to 2A, where it was a pretty good rivalry, and I'm sure they used that to their advantage to come up here, and they came up fired up, and they played a much better game than we did, and they deserved to win.
And then Goodhue really took it to them.
Yeah, I was actually kind of surprised.
42 to nothing.
Yeah, so, maybe there's a little bit of letdown after they had a, big emotional win. That's the challenge, especially with, young boys. It's a challenge, I think, at any level, whether it's the professional level, collegiate level, or even high school, kind of evening guys out and just preparing week to week. And it's more of a challenge, I think, in the Minnesota because we have so many games so quick here at the end of the season, to try to, stay level and even keeled and prepare, these last 4 games. I think it's 4 games in 17 days or whatever. I looked at, added up one day. It's very busy at the end of the season.
It was 3 games in 10 days.
Yeah, it's really tough physically and mentally, emotionally for these guys at the end of the season.
And only for the smaller schools. The biggest schools get week between games.
Yeah.
And they've got 100 people in their roster.
Yeah, it'd be fun to, have us go to, all the small schools go to a 0 week so we could, kind of spread that out a little bit. But, it is what it is. Everybody has to play the same, except for, I think there's quite a few sections in single A where, there's only 6 teams or 5 teams. Well, then the top seeds get a huge advantage because they don't, they can take MEA week off. They can recover, mentally, physically. They don't have to play that Tuesday game, and then, they can come and play. So they get a whole, 7, 8, 9 days in between their final game and coming out to play their first playoff game. So,
well, my biggest concern is the health of the players, right? To play 3 games in 10 days when most of your guys go both ways is asking a lot.
Yeah, it's really a physical challenge for these guys at the end of the season. Like I said, especially the smaller schools where, I've got 29 guys on my roster and, I've got 13, 14 guys that are, playing. About 9 of them are, both ways. They're out there on all the special teams plays. They're out there on offense. They're out there on defense. It takes a toll on these kids and, it's already a long season and it's, football is a very physical game to begin with, and then you throw in a whole bunch of games and going both ways. It's tough, but, it's something that, myself and every other coach has to live with.
Now, if your game came down to a need to get a field goal, do you have a guy who does that or not?
We could probably do it. I don't know if that's the play I would call. I think I'd probably, put the ball in my quarterback's hands, go with what our strength is, versus, trying to kick a field goal. We really haven't practiced it much because we just, if we're in that situation, we're going to probably just air it out.
Okay. So you don't see any scenario where...
I don't think we've even kicked an extra point this year. I think maybe we tried one, but...
I don't remember your punter. Who's your punter?
Punter is Hudson Dillon.
Okay. Could he kick a field goal, you think?
Probably. I don't think he's practiced it. Normally Derek would do our place kicking. He's got a pretty good leg. He can, probably punch it from 20 or 30 yards if he had to.
Is he back, by the way?
Yeah, he's planning on playing this afternoon.
Did not play against Wabasha Kellogg?
Did not play against Wabasha Kellogg. It was one of those, he tried to go during the warm-ups. It was still a little bothering him a little bit. But he'll be ready to go today. He's practiced all week and looked really good. So I think we're good to go.
Well, that's good because I think you're going to need to be a little balanced here against Kenyon-Wanamingo's very good defense.
Yeah, we can't just rely on the pass. Derek got hurt in the Kenyon-Wanamingo game. He only played the first couple series, which, again, we've got some guys that can run the ball, but, Derek is Derek, so he makes a big difference when he comes out, especially, on defense. We've had to play a couple of freshmen. Big difference between having a 190-pound, senior who squats 550 pounds and benches 350 and a 150-pound freshman out there. It's just, it's a different world. They're doing a great job, those two young freshmen, but, there's a big difference between a freshman playing and a senior playing.
Wow, those were some impressive numbers he just threw out.
That sounds like what you used to do back in the day.
Yeah, right. In my dreams. That's amazing.
Yeah, he's a big, strong guy. I got a lot of guys like that really have, put the time in the weight room and dedicated themselves to getting bigger and stronger and faster. And there's a reason why he's as fast as he is because, when you can squat 550, you're going to be a lot faster.
Squat 550.
I mean,
well, don't they say, what's his name? Hertz from Philadelphia squats like 600?
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
So he's not far behind him, though.
Nope. He's quite the guy in the weight room. Let me tell you.
And he wants to do track and field in college. Isn't that what he told us?
He probably could. I know he'd like to play football at the collegiate level as well. So I think he's got opportunities to do a couple of different things. So.
And he's a good receiver out of the backfield, right?
Yeah, he's really developed. He's got great hands. I don't know how many. I think it was against Goodhue. He came out of the backfield right down the seam, caught a pass in full stride, and he was gone 40 yards for a touchdown. So he's got that capability. He's a big playmaker, whether you hand the ball off to him or you throw to him.
So that BA game this afternoon against Kenyon-Wanamingo out of Bruce Smith Field has a kickoff of 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Yes, it does.
And Randy Sobrak will have it on Cat Country 105. That's out of Owatonna, 104.9 FM, because I've got Carlton on our FM and Roy Koenig has St. Olaf on our AM at that time of the day. And we have contractual obligations to those colleges. So it's good that we got another option.
Yep, yeah, it's a busy day for football today.
Yep, people don't want to freeze their tails off. They can listen in the comfort of their homes.
Well, I think they should come to Bruce Smith Field and cheer us on, and then they can bring their headset and they can listen to the radio.
Yeah, they could do both. Yeah, you're right. Royal's not going to do both, though.
Well, I can. I got another volunteer deal. I handing out candy at the Eagles today from 1 to 4. So
he's handing out candy.
We had a trunk or treat deal set up, in the parking lot where you open your trunk and you decorate it and everything. Kids come by, get the candy. Due to the cold and possible snow, we moved it inside. So, folks, today out at the Faribault Eagles Club from 1 to 4, come on out. We will smother your youngins in candy.
Adults not included?
We'll get them some too. But it is a kids event, but of course the adults can have candy too.
Well, I don't have kids. That's why I'm asking.
You can come out, buddy. You don't even need to dress up in any better costume than a normal radio guy, and I will make sure you get candy.
Yep, I got the perfect face for radio, no question. So are you at Johnnyville today? Collegeville.
Yeah, I think they're playing in Collegeville.
Oh, that's right. You can't be there.
Yeah, I'm not going to that one. I got a prior commitment this week. So.
Yeah, so you won't be able to watch them slaughter St. Scholastica.
Yeah, probably not. I'm not sure it would have been worth the drive anyway. If we didn't have a game today, I probably would have gone up. But
it might be worse than it was against Carleton, and that was bad enough.
Yeah, that was that did not turn out the way I expected it to.
No.
I was at that game and I was like, wow, I thought it would be a little bit different. But
you're not the only one.
Everything just kind of went St. John's way that day.
Yep, it can happen that way.
Yep. It's too bad they didn't save some of that magic for last Saturday because it was not as impressive.
No, Gustavus knocked them off.
Yeah, I was at that game as well and was not clicking quite the same way for the offense on last Saturday as it was the previous one.
Well, the defense probably for Gustavus is much better than Carleton.
Yeah, I would rate them a little bit better. But, that's why you go play the game and see how it turns out.
Since Kenyon lost to you, Coach, they've had 2 6-0 wins.
Yep, they've been
6-0 wins, huh? That's a stimulating game there.
Well, they're in the rain, the slop.
Yep.
Yeah, and of course the rain obviously, and the bad weather plays to the Kenyon-Wanamingo style of pounding the ball down the field. So I kind of figured with the bad weather we had those last 2 games that it would play to their advantage, and it certainly did. So
yeah. And, Kenyon-Wanamingo's got a grass field. It's probably mud now.
Yeah, I was watching the tape of their last game on Tuesday, and you could just see the water every time a kid would hit the ground. The water was spraying up, and it was like, oh, I'm so glad I'm not playing on grass, because that just looked very miserable. And those boys, I mean, it was wet on turf field, but it's a lot different when you're on a grass field and all the mud and the water just kind of sits there.
Guys have fun with it, though, don't they? Didn't you like playing in the slop?
Yeah, I mean, it was always fun, but, from a coaching perspective, it's not what I would prefer to do. So I was almost happy that, we had to go down to Kasson and got to play on a turf field, and just saves a whole lot of that pain of rolling around in the mud.
Could this game today come down to special teams?
Yeah, I think it could be another one. The first time we played, we got that block punt for the first score. Obviously that was one of the differences in the game, and a couple of big plays. I think the first time Kenyon had the ball last time, there was I think they had a 12-minute drive. I think in the start of the third quarter, I think they had the ball the entire third quarter and into the fourth quarter. So, we got to be able to stop them, and we have to get the ball back, and we got to be able to make big plays. So I expect this one to be a 1 or 2 score game as well, and it's going to be tight.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and Coach, notice I got my gang shirt on today.
Yeah, I appreciate you supporting BA football.
I got the BA football shirt on today, and I will be listening. I won't be there, but I'll be there in spirit, and I'll be listening. But thanks, Coach.
Yeah,
Let's talk a little bit of volleyball, Gordy.
That's on Cat Country 105, 104.9 on your FM dial.
2 o'clock.
Well, it's 1:45.
1:45, yeah. So
when we go on the air.
Let's talk a little volleyball, because we've got some good volleyball going on right now. We'll start out with the
Halle Rice is with the Faribault Falcons. They play Wednesday. They play at Kasson-Mantorville. We'll have that on the radio. Yours truly will be there on KDHL radio on this spot on the dial.
That is correct, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but it looks like the number 6 Falcons beat number 3 Red Wing this week, like Gordy said, you're advancing to Kasson-Mantorville for they're number 2. Are you a little worried?
Honestly, I'm not that worried. We've spent a lot of time at practice, trying to find their weaknesses and trying to find their weak spots and trying to not particularly, practicing super hard, but practicing very smart. So we play smart and we hopefully can win, or at least take a couple sets from them.
Well, you came close last year to knocking them off. They were state ranked then, too. And the block, I thought, was awesome in that match.
Yeah, last year, honestly, it was a great way to end our season. I was only a junior. It was my first year on the varsity team, and it was a great way to end the season. There's a lot of feeling and a lot of passion that I feel like was shown on the court, and I'm excited to see if this year will finally take us past the finish line and win.
That would be awesome.
That would be.
Over at the Kasson-Mantorville gym. Again, that's on Wednesday night, 7 o'clock?
Yep.
So 6:45 I'll get underway on KDHL radio.
It'd be a great way to kick off November, since it's November 1st.
You think so?
Absolutely. It'd be a great way to kick off November with them upsetting the Kasson-Mantorville team.
If you win, you go to Rochester, right?
We do.
But let's get by this first one, and then we'll cheer them on to Rochester.
I feel like, so we did play Kasson at one of our first games of the season, and some of the sets that we had with them were pretty close, but it was also our first, one of our first home games. We also have a totally different rotation that we're using now. People are flip-flopped in positions, and we just have changed a lot since, and we've been playing very good in the rotation we have. Our Red Wing game, I think we played the best that we've played all season, and honestly, if we play how we played in Red Wing, I feel like we could possibly win.
Yeah, this is a Red Wing team that you had lost to.
Yeah, we've lost to Red Wing twice in season.
And then beat them in the playoffs.
When it counts. So,
Yeah, we should have beat them in season. We lost in 5, and they were one of our home games, and it was a very long, hard game. Our endurance really had to show through. And we unfortunately lost that one. Then we also played them in a tournament, a couple weeks later. And then we took them to 3 sets there. And we still lost. And then this time, we just really wanted to finally beat them and finally,
Awesome.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, thanks, Halle. Appreciate you stopping by.
Of course.
Yeah. Halle's working out here, by the way, if you want to see Halle.
I hope she doesn't have to take her break, to do this. If Janet's making you take a break to do this, you come talk to me and I'll take care of her.
No, she doesn't. Don't worry.
Well, that's very nice.
Yeah, we want her getting paid for doing this work because she's working for the betterment of the community here.
That's right. You guys have any cross-country runners that work here?
We don't, but I did see that they went to state.
Yes.
Going to state,
I'm excited for them.
Yes, that is awesome.
We were kind of hoping one of your waitresses was a cross-country performer so we could have her on the air.
Yeah. No, sorry.
You know any of the cross-country ladies?
I do. I know.
Ask them to stop out here, will you?
No. Don't ask. Tell them they have to stop out here after the state meet and tell us, give us a wrap-up on the season.
Okay, I will.
Talk about their experience up at St. Olaf.
I might know one of their dads or two. I might contact him and say, hey, come on.
Is your viola in the car?
No, it's not.
Too cold.
She's laughing.
Well, it's too cold.
It's too cold.
You can't leave a fine instrument like that out in the cold.
Can't.
Wouldn't be good for it.
No. Nope, not at all.
Are you pretty excited about UW Lacrosse Orchestra?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm just really excited to go to college in general. It's going to be a whole new experience, and I'm just really excited to see where it takes me.
Yeah. UW Lacrosse.
That'll be cool. That'll be a great experience for her.
I had some friends that played football there. We had some good times.
Yeah, good deal. All those state universities in Minnesota and Wisconsin, they're great experiences. I mean, lifelong friends and memories. It's awesome.
That's what you're looking forward to, Halle.
Mm-hmm.
You got a European trip or anything with the orchestra? You know?
No.
Not yet.
No, we don't do that in high school.
No.
No, the orchestra at college. Do they go over to Europe or anything?
Oh, I have no clue. If they do, that's pretty cool.
That didn't sell her on it, right?
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Appreciate it. Royal, you want to have one little...
Yeah, mind if I talk a little G&H property management today?
That's why you're here.
That's why I'm here. Once again, Royal Ross with G&H Properties, located in beautiful downtown Faribault in the Depot Square building, right across the street from the U.S. Post Office. We have a big footprint, Gordy, for a company. We manage residential rentals, and that's what I'll talk about today is basically apartments. We manage apartments for investors, and we have a big footprint all the way from kind of the southern cities area to Winona, believe it or not. So if you're hearing my voice, and are looking for an apartment, give us a call at 507-334-3499, and we'll get you to the right agent that helps you with our apartments in your given area that you're looking. I'm sure we have some. We've got a lot of nice new developments that are opening up right now. And we've got some very, very great apartments. They're nice, Gordy. You wouldn't believe the amenities that people are starting to put into apartment buildings when they build them, and
like a sauna.
So, well, maybe some of them have a sauna. I don't know. A lot of them have fitness centers and the like. So, a sauna isn't too far behind if we don't have one, but it wouldn't surprise me if we do. So,
pickleball court.
I don't know if any of ours have a pickleball court or not. It usually requires a little more outdoor space, and
I told the
space
ladies,
is a premium.
Ladies from Monarch came in with a birthday club earlier this week, and I said, when I end up in one of those assisted livings, I want a pickleball court.
Perfect. So next year you'll be playing pickleball somewhere.
They didn't know what pickleball was.
Oh, that hurts. But yeah, so anyway, if you're looking for a very nice apartment anywhere in the southern and eastern Minnesota area, give us a call. G&H Properties in downtown Faribault. What do you think? Our coach's show is just about to the...
Your home for